representatives approved legislation to crack down on so-called sanctuary cities, places critics argue are harboring illegal immigrants who have been flagged for deportation.
I want to become a social worker as a community organizer, to help others to build leadership within their own community and for them to have voices so they will know that, that they matter, that they can fight their fights. There was a petition for the DREAM Act, and I was afraid of even signing it. That day I didn't sign it because I was so afraid. I was like, what if they come looking for me? Why am I just sitting here not speaking up and sharing my story like these other students are doing?
She's like a conscience for us, for when we make organizational decisions about how we're going to move on certain things and what we're going to do. We all circle back to Ellie and to see if what she thinks about it, because she's a touchstone for the community. She's the voice of the community to us.
My family is from Guerrero, Mexico. My grandparents were, everything to me. I didn't know how my parents' life was here. I got to talk to my mother, and she explained to me how she felt when she left me and how horrible she felt every time that I was not with her here.
She comes from, an indigenous, very introverted culture. The village she came from, there wasn't any running water. Her goal was to have sandals, to have a pair of shoes.
I started to lose faith of them, of not coming back. But after, 7 years, I was able to reunite with them. It was very difficult, I grew up with the values of my grandparents, who teach me how to value water, how to value food, how to value education.
She never looked at me, at my eyes. I understood in that moment that she was very shy. I can see a sparkle in her eyes and, a smile, and I think I can get at her.
Because it seems like this is very stressful for many of the students.
That's a huge jump from where she was and where she came from, to living in this country. And being the one who in her family stepped out of the door of the house, got engaged in the broader community, much to the fear and the resistance in some respects of her family, who were terrified by her exposing herself and by getting to know these foreign people. Maybe that would bring some trouble, to them.
Seeing her struggles and seeing how hard it was for herself, she wanted to make that path easier for the future generations. That's why she started with the movement of immigration and fighting for her rights. And she got me involved in everything she did. Her passion for it allowed me to grow my passion for it as well.
Porque ya todas están aquí, nos podemos ayudar unos a otros.
She taught me that not only because now we have something and we are able to accomplish a goal and accomplish a dream, we weren't fighting this for ourselves. We're fighting this for everybody else in the community.
Every day I had to wake up and see the struggle of my community, see that the change is happening so slow, that the fear is always there. I had to keep going.
You didn't fill this out.
Oh, yeah.
She was here one day helping a bunch of kids qualify for DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Dreamers, kids who wanted to go on to school. And she realized that none of those applicants were from the neighborhood that she lived in. She felt right away, oh, I'm doing all this work out here in the broader community, but this trailer park neighborhood that I live in, I don't even know who's in there. Maybe there's some kids in there that could qualify for this benefit. I haven't done enough. I have to go back, knock on doors, see if there are your families whose children could benefit from this.
And she's concerned about all the students who can have an opportunity and they didn't know.
But we were not getting that in situation. And so we did like a silent protest. What ended up happening, they gave us 5 full scholarships. to pay the whole tuition. I was a little bit upset because I want more students to be able to continue their education, and we only get to have 5 students. This is not fair, and so we split that 5 scholarships into 8 scholarships, which it was full-time and part-time.
And for me to see that I got my associate's degree after 5 years, and see that was a great accomplishment for me, that I was the first generation in my family to graduate from college. I was very proud of what I done, and everything. And so I was so happy for me to see that maybe it was going to be hard for me to continue my education, but now I see myself that I'm making my dream come true. I'm attending and getting my bachelor's.
I think that's one of the things that's just so special about Ellie. She always thinks, whenever any opportunity is presented to her, either in terms of school and training opportunities, a trip someplace to learn something, or an honor that has been bestowed, upon her for her work around immigration and immigrant rights. At the same time, you just watch her. Her reaction is, but what about my people? That is a beautiful sentiment.